Hello and welcome to this Battlebox battle report between Trolls and Cryx. In the Troll box we have 2 Impalers, an Axer and MacLeod Ironhide. In the Cryx box there's a Defiler, 2 Death Rippers, Denegra, and a Slayer. Here you'll see how we've deployed. Cryx turn 1. First Death Ripper's just running. Denegra advancing. Second Death Ripper running. Defiler running. And the Slayer's also running. Trolls turn 1. MacLeod casts Fast Strike on the first Impaler, giving him Snipe. Then he advances upwards, and he casts Fast Strike on the second Impaler. First Impaler then advances up and decides to take a shot at that Death Ripper. It's worth noting that even though that's the Defiler model, it's actually been referred to as a Death Ripper the entire game through. So we'll switch them later on, but that is actually a Death Ripper. Our Cryx player just mistook the models. However, he boosts to hit and he needs a 10 to hit, and he misses. The Axer just runs up. The second Impaler advances up, and it attempts to shoot at the other Death Ripper. Boosting to hit, needs 14 to hit, misses. And now it's Cryx turn 2. Denegra measures her control range, gives the Defiler 2, and then he sprays with a spray 8 on the Axer. Boosting to hit, needs a 7 to hit, and he hits. Puts corrosion on the Axer. Then he boosts the damage, -6 on the damage, 1 damage to 1. First Death Ripper just walks, and the other Death Ripper also walks, and then we realize that the models are mixed up and just switch them around. Denegra channels Crippling Grasp through the Defiler on the Axer, and she hits, so now he's affected, and the Slayer just advances. Trollbloods turn 2. Cryx starts off by regaining all his fury. Then we test the corrosion, and it doesn't go out, doing 1 damage to 6 on the poor Axer. MacLeod then puts Carnage on himself. And then he advances up, and he throws his axe at the Defiler. Easily in range, boosting to hit, gets a nice solid hit, +1 on the damage. Doing 12 damage to 1. First Impaler advances up, throws its spear at the Defiler, boosting to hit. He gets a crit, and then he chooses to slam it 1 inch. It is now knocked down. Boosting the damage, doing 5 damage to 6. Other Impaler advances forward, and he also attempts to shoot, and he is just in range. He hits, again getting a crit for a slam, and he chooses to slam it 2 inches. -1 on the damage, doing 7 damage to 1 on the poor Defiler, which is more than enough to kill him. He rounds the Axer for 2. Cryx turn 3. Denegra hands 1 focus out to the Death Ripper. The Death Ripper then spends that focus to run, trying to get in range of the caster. Then Denegra advances up, getting line of sight to that Arc Node. And then she pops her feet. Channels Venom through the Death Ripper onto MacLeod. Easily in range, needs a 5 to hit. Hits it, but MacLeod uses his scroll to negate it. Casting Venom again, getting a hit, boosting the damage. There's Corrosion on MrAWG. He's at -2 armor because of the feat, so he takes 6 damage. The Slayer advances. And the other Death Ripper also advances. Trollbloods turn 3. Testing Corrosion on the Axer. And it's gone. Testing for it on MrAWG. It sticks on it, he takes another damage point. He attempts to cast Stranglehold on the Slayer. And he missed. MrAWG then chooses to advance backwards. Tactical retreat. The Impalers also advance backwards. The Axer casts Rush on himself. And then he advances 3 inches backwards. And then he riles for 1. Cryx turn 4. The Negros allocated some focus to one of the Death Rippers, and then she advances outwards. The first Death Ripper then charges the Axer. He needs a 4 to hit. Easily hits. Boosted charge damage, only doing 2 damage. Buys an attack, which is an auto hit because of sustained attack. -3 on the damage, doing 2 more damage. Buys another attack, again doing 2 damage. Second Death Ripper just advances forward, trying to screen the Necro a little bit. And the Slayer is taking a casual run around the house. Troll turn 4. Testing Corrosion on MrAWG, and it doesn't go out, so he takes another damage point. Then the Axer boosts to hit on the Death Ripper. He hits, boosting the damage, -2. 12 damage to 2. Buying another attack, needs 9 to hit, misses. The first Impaler shoots at the Slayer, just in range. And he hits. Dice -4 on the damage, doing 8 damage to 6. The second Impaler advances a little bit, and also decides to take a shot at the Slayer, boosting to hit. Gets another hit, -4. 6 damage to 2. MrAWG then advances, again a little bit backwards. Measuring control range. Then he casts Fast Strike on himself and shoots at the Slayer. Easily hits him. Boosting the damage roll here. -2. And it's massive damage. 14 damage. 14 damage is just enough to kill the poor Slayer. Cryx turn 5. Not upkeeping Crippling Grasp. First Death Ripper just advances a little bit forward, trying to stay out of reach. Then the second Death Ripper starts to hit on the Axer. Needs a 6 to hit. Doesn't hit. Buys another attack. Hits. Dice -5, doing 3 damage to 4. The Negro advances up, channeling Venom through the Death Ripper onto MrAWG. The spray hits both of them, so doing a hit on the Impaler, it's a hit. Dice -6, doing 3 damage. The spray also hits on MrAWG, -6, doing 3 damage. Doing the same again to hit on the Impaler. Hits it, -6, doing 4 damage. Misses MrAWG. Doing the exact same thing again to hit on the Impaler. Hits, -6, 4 damage to 3. Attempting to hit on MrAWG. Barely hits, -6, nothing. Trollbloods turn 5. Removes Fury from the 2 Impalers. Corrosion on the first Impaler. It doesn't go out, taking 1 damage to 1. Corrosion on MacLeod is also sticking, taking 1 more damage point. Frenzy check on the Axer. And he fails the frenzy check. Not a bad thing here, because he's hitting on the Death Ripper, boosted to hit, easily hits, boosted damage, dice damage doing 11 damage to the Death Ripper, more than enough to kill him. The first Impaler shoots at the last remaining Death Ripper, boosting to hit, needs 8 to hit, and he hits, no critical this time, dice -1 doing 9 damage to 4. The second Impaler moves a little bit in case he needs to charge with MacLeod. Boosting to hit. He hits, gets a critical, and he elects to slam it 3 inches directly away. Boosting the damage roll, -1. Doing 14 damage, more than enough to kill the Death Ripper. With the placing of that wreck marker, that is a Trollblood victory. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment in case we missed something, and subscribe. Thank you.